Just a second. I guess you're talking on mute. I thought the problem was on my device. I couldn't hear what's here.
Hasini?
Yeah, no. The person who was speaking was talking on mute. I didn't quite realize it. I thought I wasn't able to hear anybody, but you're able to hear me, right?
Is we can we are
Yeah.
able to hear you. Your video alone? Huh.
Okay, sir. A very good evening to all present here. Let us begin the program with Tamil Thai Valtu, an invocation to our mother Tamil.
நீராறும் கடலுடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் மதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிதில் எக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு திரை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம்பியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
With the presence of Almighty, with the blessings of Colonel Dr. JPR, the founder chairman of JPR Institutions, I'm happy to welcome you all to the Power Talk Series 2.0. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome Dr. Regina JPR, Honorable Chairman and Managing Director of JPR Institution, Ms. Margaret Regina, Director of JPR School, the principals of JPR CBSE and Metric School, the staff members and all the participants. I also extend my warm greetings to the speaker of the day, Ms. Hasini Lakshmi Narayanan. Once again, welcome all. Entrepreneurship at a young age. This can be a celebration of young people's creativity and a powerful tool for youth empowerment. Our life is like dancing. Sometimes we dance with our own tune and sometimes we dance with the music. It's all about enjoying each step. Now we have a welcome dance by our students. Now I invite Mrs. Anita, the principal of CBSE School, to give the welcome address.
Good evening to all. With the divine blessings of our founder, Colonel Dr. JPR, with the constant support and motivation of our chairman and managing director, Dr. M. Regina JPR, and with the guidance of our director, Ms. Margaret Regina, I take immense pleasure in welcoming you all to the JPR Power Talk series on the First Step Matters. I am delighted to welcome our young guest lecturer, Hasini Lakshmi Narayanan, CEO, The First Step. Welcome, Hasini. Let us explore the young mind of a young entrepreneur who will inspire you to pursue your career.
Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Hasini Lakshmi Narayanan, CEO of the First Step Group. She is a TEDx speaker, reporter for Hindustan School Edition, VJ for our Glitz channel. She has also got a lot of awards: Teenpreneur Award, Young Achiever Award, Global Kids Achiever Awards. She has also created a team of 10 plus children for mission of empowering many more children. Now I welcome Ms. Hasini to take over the session.
Thank you so much, first off, for inviting me because I feel so much happy to be here and most welcome. And thank you so much for the principal for giving me this opportunity and the person who introduced me, especially. Thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. And to all the people watching this, as in Hasini Lakshmi. But yeah, before I see you, I want to press and see it, right? I hope so. You can see it, right? Could anyone? I mean, at least the people in the meet. Right, okay. So yeah, today I'll be talking on the topic the first step matters, and I'm sorry for the interruption. I'll try to be as loud as possible, but if you didn't quite get anything right, please do, I'll try to explain it over and over again. So yeah, today I'll be talking on the first step matters, which is one main topic which I believe that every teenager or every child, or even if you aren't a child right now, initiating the first step at a young age is very, very important. And I believe by end of the session you will get an idea where why I am saying so or why I'm speaking so. So now, yeah, moving on. I always start off with this story. Basically, wherever I go, I would always want to share this story first and start off, because this story might sound simple but does have a very deep and depth meaning in it. So this start off with a question, right? So let's say that 5 frogs are sitting on a lily pad, and one of them decides to jump off from the lily pad into the pond, right? So my question now is, if you can tell me how many of the frogs are still sitting on the lily pad. I'll repeat the question. I guess you would have access to the Premier chat as this is going on live right now. But if not, even though if you could, reply on Premier chat, I can't see it by now because I am on full screen. But I hope the person, the admin, or the person who gave the introduction, if you can tell me any one answer, I'll be delighted from the live.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, is there any answers in the chat? I'll repeat the question. That way.
Yeah, it would be nice if you repeat the question, ma'am.
Sure. So yeah, there are 5 frogs sitting on the lily pad, and please don't address me as ma'am. I'm only 13. I'm way more younger than all of you. So yeah, address me as Hasini. One more thing. I hate calling out to me as ma'am. So yeah.
Okay,
So yeah,
Hasini.
coming back to the question, there are 5 frogs sitting on a lily pad, and one of the frogs decides to jump off from the lily pad into the pond, right? So my question is, if you can tell me how many of the frogs are still sitting on the lily pad?
Maybe like 4.
4, right? According to mental math, yes, it would be 4. So yeah, I guess if there are people replying there in chat, if you can check that, if you do have access to that as well.
We request the participants to please answer any of the questions.
Right. So yeah,
And we have all of the answers saying 4.
okay, most yeah. So yeah, according to mental math, yes, it would be 4. Because see, 5 frogs are there. If one jumps out, obviously there'd be 4. 5 - 1 4, right? But the actual answer when it comes to life circumstances, it is still that there are still 5 frogs sitting on the lily pad. And now, I believe a question raises up into all of your minds: is this girl from Mars or what? How is this even practically possible, right? But let me tell
Yeah.
you. Mhm. Yeah, but let me tell you why there are still 5 frogs sitting on the lily pad. See, every morning I do wake up, as I'm a school kid. See, for example, let's say I decide to complete my homeworks. I only decided to complete my homeworks by end of the day, but I never do. The only reason is because I only decided to do my homeworks, but I never did it, or I never took an initiative, or I never took an interest to do it, right? So, yeah, similar to that, the frog itself also only decides to jump, but it never, jumped into the pond. So, yeah, this is, a very simple story which basically proves the statement. Let me put it clear. See, life is a journey. It's all about learning, right? This journey of life depends on taking that single step into your passion, and not about thinking to take that step. And yeah, as in said, there is no right time to start. It depends on you. If you did find the right motivation to start your own initiative on whatever field it could be, no matter what field it is, it depends on you to start. And I personally would encourage everybody to initiate their first step at a young age. That way they could learn a lot more and have access to a lot more at a very young age itself. And that would definitely build up a very great environment in themselves. So yeah, that's basically what I'll be talking on today, the first step matters. So now, before I move on further, I want to introduce myself. Just a second. So yeah, I am Hasini Lakshmanarayanan. I'm an 8th grader studying in Chettinad Vidyashram, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. I started off the first step, which is a non-profit organization, also a YouTube channel, where we basically aim to inspire and motivate other children through online platforms, interviewing young children who had achieved at a young age. Also, slowly moving on, I am a writer, a freelance writer for the Hindu School Edition and the Brainfield High magazine. And as well, I'm an anchor for Avatar 11 Novel Glitz. Also, I've been awarded the Young Achiever Award by Dreamcatchers in the category of YouTube, Teen Punner Award, Social Influencer 2021 in the host category, Young Achiever Award from the school, and if I can keep naming on. And yeah, that's pretty much it about me. And also, I'm a TED speaker. I've done a TED talk already, and as well, would be possibly doing some more in future. And I do a lot of sessions and interact with a lot of people because that is what I vision for. So yeah, that's pretty much it about me. And apart from all of this, my other hobbies, if I can say, would be art. As you can see, those are my pride up there hanging on the wall. I love arts. I've also been graduated in arts. I have 2 graduations under arts. So yeah, that's pretty much it all about me. I'm soon going to be 13. So yeah, that makes it up basically. Now, talking about the First Step Association, as I said, we aim to inspire and motivate other children. Also, apart from the YouTube channel, apart from the talk show, I also run a blog page, a website where both debating can be done, and as well you can read the blogs. So yeah, that's pretty much it about the first step, and to share its mantra and what the first step visions for. This is it. The first step is about your first dream. The first step is about believing in yourself. The first step is about accepting your first compliment with grace. The first step is about attracting positive energies from the cosmos. The first step is about encouraging others with your stories. So this is, what the first step is all about. See, for example, if I can take an example, let's take uh, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Starting off with his first small dream, which turns out to be his next reality, right? He then takes an initiative believing in himself, takes his first step, accepting his first compliment from his own teacher. Then, uh, finding, being the missile man of India. A lot of people gives him encouragement, and so he takes positive energies and all of those, motivation from the people around him. He attracts positive energy. Then what he did, becoming the president, he shared his story to many other people, making them big personalities today, being an inspiration, standing out to be a role model for many more other people, right? So this is what it is about, the first step, if I can say. And I said every little step counts. So yeah, this is all about the first step, the association. Even if you take the term, the first step matters. This is about it, this one thing, and you can of course take it down if you do want to. Now, talking about the channel again, I have interviewed about 60 plus children so far. Just to mention, I want to mention about a few of them who are very big inspirations. Starting off with Vinusha, she's a young baker who had got funding at a very young age, which is 10. She's also an entrepreneur who owns her own baking company. Kritik, the founder of Futura Robotics, also a child who got an honorary doctorate at a very young age, a child prodigy who can train children on robotics, him being himself only 16 years old. Kaushal Raj, the owner of Milet app, Vinisha Uma Shankar, the inventor of the solar ironing cart. She took an initiative at a young age to change the whole system of using these charcoals, which might pollute the environment. Then moving on, Chef YKU, Chef Yashwant Kumar, Yashwant Kumar, who's the very first Indian to win 4 medals in the Culinary Olympics in 120 years. Siddharth Pillai, data scientist, the youngest data scientist in Asia. Believe me, being only 14, I guess as of 2020, he should be 14. He goes for work and for school at the same time. Advait, who's a young artist, who's only 7. His paintings are literally sold in lakhs today, and he's done exhibitions worldwide, if I can say. So yeah, just wanted to mention about a few of them. And you can find the links of these interviews on my channel. It's called The First Step. Please do check it out if you do like it, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, as it said. And also subscribe to the channel into the live which you're watching. So yeah, now let's move on to the session itself. See, one important question which everybody could ask to any famous personality or any role model, if you can say, how did you become successful? How do I become successful? How do I become like you, right? So now, see, I am inexperienced. I won't say that I am successful already. This is the information which I have collected and which I have learned from all the people whom I look up to. So please don't take me wrong. I just wanted to share what I have learned and what happens possibly in everybody's life, right? So yeah, now moving on. See, this is called USF, the Ultimate Success Formula, right? So as I talked about the first step mantra, this basically is the same, but this is about initiating the first step, right? So yeah, everybody's journey. Not only journey. See, let's take a small scenario or situation for me now. Scoring good marks in exams, right? For example, let's say I want to score a centum in my exam. So that is going to be my goal. And now talking about goal, setting a goal is one major priority which I guess everybody doesn't usually do, which you are supposed to do. And let me tell you why. I would want to share a survey which was done way back in 1956 in Yale University. Some might be familiar with Yale University, some might not be. But yeah, Yale University was one popular university back in the early 19s, like Oxford. So yeah, right now talking about the survey itself, the researchers surveyed on how many of the children studying in the Yale University had written goals, right? And after surveying, they found out the shocking results that only 3%, like the whole lot of 100% children, only 3% of them had written goals. And this was so shocking to me. But what was more surprising was that 20 years later, they went back to the same people and they collected so much data and information. And one important survey which they did on was finding out their wealth, right? So they found out the surprising results that the 3% of the children who had written goals, whom I mentioned above, had accumulated 3 times more wealth than the 97% combined, right? So even together, the 97% of people together, counting all of their wealth, the 3% of the people had accumulated 3 times more wealth than this people together, right? So yeah, that I found it very much interesting, and now I guess this clearly proves a fact that written goals is very important and setting a goal is important, and I guess, and so that comes first even in the ultimate success formula. Now moving on, next thing what you can possibly do, right? As I said, now I am having a situation that is to score a centum in my math exam, right? That would be my goal now. So now the second thing I do is to plan, right? I plan my strategies, I plan my ideas to score good marks in my exam. So for example, let's say my strategy is to, study for 2 hours a day, work out math problems for 2 hours a day. That way I can score a centum. So that would be my next strategy. But this is according to this situation. But when you take it to life circumstance, let me tell you, strategies are the one which plays a crucial role in your first step, right? Let me tell you why in as well. See, every time, for example, if you take my situation, anybody can have a YouTube channel, right? But all YouTube channels aren't similar, right? They might be similar, but they contain their content, like every single person's content might be different. They might have something unique in the channel, right? So yeah, that's pretty much about planning your strategies. So strategies are going to be the one which is going to make you stand out. It's going to spotlight you on top. So planning strategies is the second most important thing you do, right? So yeah, for now coming back to the situation of scoring scoring good marks in exams, I tend to study for 2 hours a day. Then I take the action, which is writing my own exam. I initiate the first step, coming to the journey. Then I get my result. See, if I did get a centum in my maths exam, then it is a success, right? Because that is what I visioned for. That was my goal. So if my result is equal to my goal now, then it's success, right? The same thing works for in life as well. So if you're trying to become an entrepreneur, you plan your strategies, you take action, you get your result. If you did become an entrepreneur, which was your goal, then it is a success. But if not, the first time you fail, that is the first time I don't score a sentence in my exams, I start giving out blames, I start giving out excuses, I start complaining, right? I name this as BEC, that is blames, excuses, and complaints. So yeah, as I said, the first set of people start making blames, they give out excuses, they start complaining. For example, one excuse could be, maybe as the classes were going online, I couldn't quite get into the situation and adopt myself into the situation and start studying. But you should be responsible, whatever situation, no matter it is, try to adopt yourself in it and work on it. So yeah, first set of people do that. Then again, you plan your goal, which is to score an exam. Then score good in your exam to get a centum. Then you plan a different strategy, right? Uh, Correct. For example, if I say that let me study for 3 hours a day now, then I take an action, then I get result. Still, if I don't get my result, right, then this is the second time I'm failing, right? Then I say let's try more, let's try again. But again, this process might stop here. The result might ending up being a success. But if not, right, what you do is again you follow the same. Again you set a goal. Again you take in a strategy. Again you take in action. Again you get a result. The third time you fail, people say there are no failures, only feedback. They change their strategies, take their action, and get their result. Let me tell you why. Every time you fail in something, every time you fail in your life, that is when you tend to learn something new. And this works for any situation relatively, if you can take, even for scoring good marks in your exams. See, you tend up changing your strategies and avoiding mistakes which you did before in the past, right? So failures play one important role in your journey, which is going to be a major reason you will learn more. And that is why I say every successful person would have faced failures no matter what. And there are no failures, only feedback. Don't particularly take it as a failure, instead take it as a new learning, take it as a feedback, and make sure that you don't do it the next time. So now, just to prove the statement there are no failures, only feedback, I want to share a story of a famous personality. Does anybody know who this person is? The admin itself, if you're there.
Yes, which person?
Yeah, do you know who this person is?
Hey,
Or does anybody in the chat, if they're answering, can you let me know?
yes.
Do you see any replies yet? Okay, fine. I'll give you a clue. I hope that most of you would like KFC chicken here. Pardon me, because I'm a vegetarian. But yeah, I guess most of you are familiar with KFC. This
Yes,
was the
yes.
inventor of KFC,
Okay. Okay.
right? So yeah, do you know who this person is, or does anybody in the chat do you know who this person is?
Participants, please do put it in the chat box so that we can see your answers.
Yeah. Is there any replies yet?
Just a minute.
Sure.
Like we have our answers coming up. Colonel Sanders, is that right? Am I spelling it right?
Right, right. And who did answer this question?
I think I just don't know. Or our students are answering it very actively.
Okay, so yeah, whomever it is, I really appreciate you. Yes, this is Colonel Sanders, the inventor of the Kentucky's Fried Chicken. So yeah, his story is very, very inspirational in particular. And to those who does not know who this person is, here you go. So yeah, starting off being born in the later 18s, you know, he turned out to be thrown out from the family. Then he serves for his own mother and his siblings, working, doing odd jobs like picking up coal, selling tires and stuff like that. Then he always had a passion towards cooking. Then he finds a permanent job at a restaurant as a chef, as a sous chef, and also as a dishwasher. So this is how Kentucky's Fried Chicken was born. This is how the chicken recipe, which all of us probably enjoy today, was born. Right. Then what he does is, he travels to over 1,000+ restaurants, finding out on if they can help him sell his recipe of this famous fried chicken. That wasn't famous back then, but let me keep moving. So yeah, he gets rejected every time he travels to a new restaurant. He was failed 1,006+ times, if I am right. But still, he didn't give up. And then finally, one restaurant owner agrees to sell Saunders' recipe, and still he didn't give up. Right? By end of the year, more than 600+ restaurants were selling this fried chicken recipe, and now using his savings, he tends to renovate the whole restaurant, making it new and bright looking. Like he starts building his own empire. So that is but still his journey didn't stop here. Then moving on, he slowly starts his opening this KFC everywhere possibly, being out, the best chicken recipe possibly everybody could find. And now today, it is in the hands of Yum Brands, adding a lot of beverages like Coca-Cola, Fanta, the cake, many more other things like beverages, snacks, and other stuff like that. And now KFC turns out to be the sixth largest food chains in the world. First, I guess it's McD, if I'm not wrong. And also, as of in 2020, there are more than 25,000 across outlets across the world. And this is the successful story of Colonel Sanders. Even though he did fail 1,000+ times, he never showed up to give up, or he never decided to stop at a point. And that is only because he had always had a mindset that his recipe was unique and could turn out to bring a change in the whole food system. So yeah, he had always believed that his recipes were unique and focused on his efforts rather than focusing on his rejections or about his past, which has led him to his success, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I hope now it proves the statement that there are no failures, only feedback, clearly. And talking a little about challenges, right? For craft. See, I want to go a little fast right now. So yeah, Furcraft. So Furcraft is basically a term in English. It is an acronym which defines 7 important challenges or 7 common challenges which anybody would face in their life. And I could also share some solutions to it. So that's basically this. It is also a palindrome, if you did notice. Even when you sound it the other way around, it is going to sound the same. So F, which stands for facing criticism, that is the first letter. So of course, everybody would be criticized, even though you're in social media or not in social media. Definitely, you would face some harshful comments, no matter what. So it is just an common thing which everybody would face. Um, According to me, criticism isn't something which is necessarily bad. For me, if it is going to be personal, I tend to ignore it. But if not, I do learn a lot from the you know people who criticize me, because they tend to encourage me and spot out the mistakes which I'm doing, which I like to correct and give out the best of me. So yeah, facing criticism is F. The second letter, the second challenge, which is A, which stands for acceptance. Right, now, as I said, rejections, right, as you heard in KFC's story, accepting, people wouldn't accept everybody on the very first try. See, I won't say that people might or might not, because some, of course, you would get selected in your very first try, but of course you would get rejected at least once in your life, right? So as far as of me, as I interview people, I did get people did deny to be on the channel when I initially started, like back in 2020 in July or June. But now, of course, 90% of the people have accepted the invitation. The only reason is because I've grown so much from what I have started to be. My empire has built up so much. Just a second. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I mean, so much sorry for the interruption. It was just that space had off. My PC was running low. So yeah, we can move on right now. So yeah, as you can see, I left on A, right? So yeah, as I slowly started building up my empire, of course, 90% of the children whom I would want to feature in the channel are being part of it. The third letter, the third challenge, which stands for R, which stands for reaching out new subscribers in my case, but in yours you can have it as reaching out to more new people, as in such. So yeah, it is an ongoing process. Just ensure that you keep your audience engaged. Fourth letter, which is C, which stands for continuing the motivation. This one common challenge everybody would face. Everybody initially when they start, they would have zero expectations, but would have a lot of confidence and motivation in themselves. But slowly, once they get criticized, once they are rejected, and a lot of stuff which goes through, they would slowly start lacking of their confidence and the motivation which they already gained. So at some point, but then they would again regain it. So never stop in between. That is one thing which you aren't supposed to do. Don't give up in between, because then you wouldn't be able to pursue further, and what you did in the past would be for nothing, and what an effort you put in the work which you're doing would be for nothing. So the only single way is to sustain your motivation for every single step you do. So yeah, that's the fourth challenge. The next letter, the fifth challenge, which is R, reviving stress, right? So stress, one common thing which I guess everybody would face even in normal life, getting stressed, because see, I won't say being a child I have so much stress, but I do get stressed when I see my friends playing out there, and I don't get to instead doing shoots and sessions with being on the laptop forever. That is that is the only resource on how I get stressed on a daily basis. But I tend to motivate myself listening or doing what I personally like. So yeah, stress is another common thing which everybody would face. The sixth letter challenge is age, right? Age barrier. And as for me, it is one very big burden which I had to overcome. See, a lot of people kept on questioning at my age if I'm actually fit for doing the job, that is writing blogs, articles, being an entrepreneur. But now I guess seeing what I have done past year, people definitely had taken back what they said, not questioning my age. So again, age is just a number. And if you do know Colonel Sanders, as I mentioned, he found KFC at the age of 57, if I'm right. So there is no right time to start. It depends on you, right? So yeah, the last letter, which is F, which stands for financial challenges. So this is also one common thing, right? When you initially start, you won't have that much of a support. So always, right? When you slowly, sorry, yeah, when you slowly start building up your empire, that is when you also get up your own sponsors. That is when you all start getting your fundings and more and more support as in when it comes to the financial background. So nothing starts off. You won't get everything when you initially start, but when you kept on, when you keep putting up more effort into what you're doing, when you slowly start building up your own empire, your own team, your own society, I guess definitely slowly, you'll also get up to that spotlight space that is your success. So yeah. And just to sum it up all, I'm going to share some inspirational quotes, success principles of mine. There are no failures, only feedbacks. I've already explained it. The second thing, choices have consequences. One important quote. So yeah, again, the consequence might be a good one or a bad one, but it depends on the choice which you make. Uh, Third thing, for things to change, I must change first. Now, addressing the pandemic situation, definitely for things to change, you must change first. Please don't blame the situation which is being happening right now. Instead, try adapting to the situation and work on. Of course, if you do change, of course, the things you do automatically change. So yeah, the third quote: greatest failure in life is not participating 100%. My personal favorite, because see, whenever you do things for someone else, whenever you do things for someone else, or whenever you are not going to do things for yourself, right, that is when you start failing, and that is when things turn out not to be as what you vision for or what you expected for. So let me say that, again, I want to score good marks in my math exam. See, if I don't put in 100% effort studying in my math exam, instead studying on the last day, of course, I'm not going to end up scoring a cent, right? Uh, it's because I didn't put up my 100%. What I visioned for, or what I aimed for, what I expected, which is to get centum, of course, it is not going to happen. Instead, I turn up getting another mark, which I might or might not be satisfied with. It totally depends on you. But now coming back to this factor, that would be your greatest failure in life. Please don't put your 100% participation in whatever you do. And whatever you do it for yourself. Do it for your own good. Don't do it for anybody else, or don't take it for granted. So yeah, that's another important thing. And yeah, as I said, the first step matters. Taking it at the right age is also important. And remembering all of these key features and about the challenges, about the failures, about initiating at a very young age is important. Remember, it matters either on the moon or on the earth. Taking it at a young age is very important. And once again, thank the management for the opportunity. Also, these are some of my articles which is being published in the Hindu School edition. So yeah, that would be pretty much it from me. I hope you find it interesting, and I'm open for any questions now. So yeah,
Hi, Hasini. Thank you so much, Hasini, for your speech. It really motivated us, and
thank
it
you
was
so
really
much.
an inspiration. You helped us in stretching our limits and pursuing our dreams by taking the first step in reaching our goals. Thank you so much, Hasini. We have a couple of questions. It would be nice if you answer us. And we also request the participants to please put it on chat box. If there is any queries, please let us know. So, shall we move on to the question?
Definitely we could.
Okay. So, my question is, what is the biggest problem that an entrepreneur itself is facing right now?
So yeah, first off, I am in that developed. Like I am an successful entrepreneur or an experienced entrepreneur. But yeah, I am an entrepreneur. I'm a teenpreneur. I'm a kidpreneur. I'm a child entrepreneur. Whatever you can name, there are many more terms which has been coming up during lockdown. So yeah, one big challenge which I guess everybody is facing right now, according to me, uh, as you know, in my field, as I'm doing sessions right now, it would have been so much better if I get to do this in person. As being yeah, but yeah, I'm of course very much grateful to technology, which has got us into this point where I can at least interact with all of you through online. So yeah, everything is working through online here instead of it being practical. So I guess that is one thing which all entrepreneurs might face. But of course, yeah, a lot of entrepreneurs using technology like the media itself has gotten popular and has ended up being successful. So it totally depends on you and your ideas. And as for of me, I am not facing a challenge in entrepreneurship as far as now. But if I had to personally pick one, maybe that is, as I said, I want to interact with all of you in person. It would have been better. So as far as now being an entrepreneur, I guess yeah, that would be it. Because for me, doing sessions, doing campaigns, and spreading positivity and motivation is one important thing which I personally wanted to do. As in having a lot of children, doing a lot of workshops and stuff. So yeah, I guess that would be it. As in the format of fundraising and stuff. That is one
Thank
challenge.
you so much, Hasini. Okay. Okay, Hasini, and the another question is, how do I start a new business if I absolutely have no experience at all? Is there any other tips you have?
Just to put it straightforward and so clear, entrepreneurship isn't necessarily only about business or marketing anything or about making money, right? Entrepreneurship is something which is essential for everybody in their life, right? See, no matter what, you will have to learn entrepreneurship in your life. See, for example, if you're going to be a baker, there is no use only baking a cake. You'll have to sell it in order to gain something, right? You'll have to make it popular, or even if you have to post a video on social media, the you will gain money from it, right? So there is entrepreneurship required for every single circumstance in your life, no matter what field you choose. Sports, baking, cooking, artist, you know, holding tuitions and stuff, anything. Entrepreneurship is required, right? So again, entrepreneurship isn't only about business, but as you ask for, it teaches you everything. Let me say, time management, a lot of discipline, what to talk and what not to talk, and mainly being an entrepreneur, you would face a lot of challenges. That is mainly on these finance and stuff like that. So I always do want to become an entrepreneur. Again, I did not have any idea when I started, but I did have a gene from my dad. He's an entrepreneur. He's a public speaker. He's also an author. He's a writer, right? So I did have some idea on where to start, but if you have totally no idea, no expectations, I guess first you have to choose a particular field on what you want to excel in. For example, if I can say you love arts, right? So you plan your strategies again, see what you're going to do, and you envision something like a goal. You set a goal, then you run an association or you find an association. You get your own followers. You attract your own followers. Maybe through media, as far as now it's the whole world is in technology. That is one thing I recommend. I guess social media is always there to support anybody. So yeah, you promote it through all of your social media handles. Then what you do is, if someone does like your artworks, then they tend to buy it, right? So there is entrepreneurship in every single thing, there is marketing in every single thing. And necessarily, as I said, it isn't only about making money, but also about learning a lot of new things which you haven't experienced ever in your life. So yeah, it is one great experience, I guess, which everybody should know. I hope you got your answer.
Yes, thank you so much, Hasini. You really made us clear. And thank you so much for all your kind responses.
Thank you. So yeah, is
I
there
think,
any question in the chat?
yes, actually, there are some kind of questions. I'll let you know now.
Sure.
Okay, the one thing which I have a doubt. Can I ask you now?
Sure. And please
How
don't
do
call
you?
me as ma'am again. I feel so bad.
Uh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Hasini.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
hard.
okay?
Better, way better. I'm very much comfortable.
Okay. Okay, Miss Hasini, I just want to ask you, how do you manage your time? Because you're an entrepreneur and you're a student, you need to manage your studies, your work at home.
Right.
How do you manage this?
Yeah, the work at home, first of all, let's exclude it. I never do any work in home. I'm a lazy goose, number one lazy goose. So let's just avoid that factor alone from here, because, right, I'm very, very lazy to clean up my own room. I'm very, very lazy to even do my own homework and stuff. So yeah, time management, I guess I am very, very poor at time management. At least I was, but I guess once I started entrepreneurship, as I said, I get to learn a lot about time management. And I guess I have improvised a little. I will have to do more. I don't feel any challenge as far as now, as my parents ensure that I experience the same in every single thing, both in my studies, both in what, like, that is my field which I choose, and which is entrepreneurship and public speaking. The work I do also, same thing, which is missing my childhood, always being in the computer and not going out. So they ensure that and plan everything accordingly. So as far as now, I don't feel any challenge. But if you do want a tip or something, which I learned attending a lot of leadership sessions, is to do a to-do list, write everything, like, by end of the day, put a tick mark on what and all you've done, or if not, categorize everything, like if this is the first priority, second priority, third priority, like that, and then work it towards that. So yeah, that is one thing. And yeah, make a mark of everything, like, for me, as I'm doing a lot of sessions lately, I tend to get confused, like the days, sometimes the timings as well. So I tend to keep a track on it, on a daily basis. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Hasini. I think we're all done for the queries now. Thank you so much for your kind response, Hasini. Now I will invite Mrs. Dawn Immaculate, the principal of JPR Matriculation Higher Secondary School, to give the vote of thanks.
Good evening, all. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Almighty God for making today's function a great success. On behalf of the school management and all students, I take this opportunity to propose vote of thanks to those who have directly and indirectly contributed to the webinar organized by our institution. With the blessings of our founder, late Colonel Dr. JPR, I would like to extend my heartiest thanks to our Honorable Chief Guest, Ms. Hasni Lakshmi Narayanan, for her presence in this event. Thank you, Ms. Hasani, for enlightening us with your inspiring and motivating words. Wholeheartedly, I thank our Director, Chairman and Managing Director, Dr. Ms. Regina JPR, and Director, Ms. Margaret Regina, for their support and encouragement for this wonderful event. Thank you, ma'am, for encouraging all of us.
So yeah, once again, I
We have been
stand.
fortunate enough to set the support of the teachers and the staffs of the school for making this function successful. I'd like to thank Mrs. Anita, Principal, CBSE School, my dear teachers and non-teaching staff for their persistent support and coordination. A heartfelt thanks to our students for active participation. Last but not least, I would like to thank Mr. Bino for his unflinching support. Thank you, sir, and thank you all.
Thank you so much again for inviting me, and I get to speak a lot of people here. So yeah,
Thank you, Ms. Hasni. Thank you. Thank you so much for the wonderful.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Hasini. Now I request all the participants to kindly fill the feedback form in our website so that you will be getting e-certificates. Please do fill the form. Now we come to the end of the program. We shall gracefully wind it up by the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all for your active participation. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much once again. Have a nice day and stay safe. Let's together finish up COVID. And I guess one
Thank you.
great news.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes, Ms. Hasini.
So yeah, sorry for the interruption. And one great news which I recently came up in this morning was that after a long time, 0 deaths happened in today in Chennai for COVID cases. So yeah, I just wanted to address the situation again, and let's all stay safe.
So that's really great. We are happy to hear that there's no death cases, and really, it's after a long time we are just hearing a good news on it. So nice of you, Hasini. Thanks a lot for spending your time with us and sharing your thoughts and words with us. It was really great being with you in this event. So we are much pleased. Thank you. Thanks a lot. My special thanks to your father also, who also communicated and he was there.
I'll let him. Thanks you so much.
Yeah. Would you like to ask us anything, or do you want to?
No, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you once again for the opportunity. And thanks to all of the people who watch the live. And yeah, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The platform itself who's doing such a great, series to motivate all of you. I guess the Power Talk series, it is going on so good. So yeah, please do keep supporting and watching.
Sure. And you can use the same link to view the video later on. And you can also just suggest if there is any entrepreneurs or anyone. We'd be happy to just contact them and to have a Power Talk series for our students for their encouragement and
Sure,
to bring
I
them